Hello there. Well, what a surprise. The Prime Minister Boris Johnson has lost his legitimate call for a general election that might have gone some way to mending the public's view of our politicians. So the Prime Minister has lost his push for a general election in a rather heated and fractious debate in the House of Commons this evening. But he was using the Fixed Term Parliament Act to do it, which would require 434 turkeys to vote for Christmas. And, as the Labour Party MPs mostly abstained, it had the effect of Labour actually voting no. So Labour has now in reality voted 3 times against holding a general election, and that, I think, will be a very long-standing and shameful record for any official opposition party. However, Boris did end up by saying that because of the opposition to a general election by the opposition, he would tomorrow be tabling a motion for a short Act of Parliament to hold an early election outside of the requirements of the Fixed Term Parliament Act. And that would only take a simple majority of MPs voting on the day to achieve it. However, both the SNP leader Ian Blackford and the Lib Dem leader Joe Swinson said they want to see this election include 16 and 17-year-olds as well as EU nationals, and there was some discussion of allowing expats to vote however long they've been absent from the country. In fact, from what I've heard, it would seem to be the minority of the population of the entire globe that wouldn't be voting in a UK general election. Normally making such changes to the makeup of the UK electorate would be considered of major constitutional impact, so the debate would take place in isolation of an election, with time to debate properly and legislate in a very careful and considered manner. But hey, where reversing Brexit is concerned, anything goes for these short-termist, anti-UK and anti-democratic Remainers. Now, in the post-vote points of order speeches tonight, Jeremy Corbyn tried to make out that his opposition to voting for an election this evening was all about taking no deal off the table before he'd allow Labour MPs to vote for an election. Basically, because once an election is called and Parliament is dissolved, all MPs become ex-MPs, but ministers like the Prime Minister stay in place until a new government is formed. So Corbyn seems to be claiming that Boris would, in an underhand manner, suddenly then take the country out of the EU without a deal in place while Parliament was dissolved. But Corbyn is totally ignoring the fact that the courts could easily challenge an action like that being taken during the election purdah period. Also, when people like Corbyn, Blackford and Swinson talk about no deal being off the table, I think they also want it off the table after an election, even if Boris wins a huge majority. But that, of course, is a constitutional impossibility, as it attempts to tie the hands of a future Parliament. Now that the government is introducing this one-line bill for an early election on December the 12th, we should expect to see SNP and Lib Dem amendments to allow anyone over the age of 16 to vote, allow EU nationals to vote, allow all expats to vote, change the date to December the 9th. And that would be before the bill got to the House of Lords, where I understand that Labour peer Lord Adonis is standing by with lots of ideas to rewrite it in the form of Remain as well. So I'm assuming that these attempts to subvert our normal constitutional position on voting will be rejected by all right-minded MPs. Do you know, I can actually see these clowns voting for anything that impedes or stops Brexit, whatever the long-term implications are for our democracy. For a start, the SNP doesn't care because they hope to be leaving the UK and leaving the biggest mess behind them they can manage to inflict in the process. And the Lib Dems don't care because they would hand over the country to the EU to run it anyway. And Labour? Well, Labour is hoping we'll end up like the old USSR or Venezuela or something. But is Boris Johnson any different? I have to say that anyone pushing that awful rehashed withdrawal agreement surrender treaty in the zealous manner he is needs to be viewed with the utmost suspicion. You have to ask yourself, is he doing this for country or for party and power? Anyway, what do you think? Please share and comment, and thank you for watching. Please do like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel. And when subscribing, please do remember to press on the little bell next to the subscribe button. That way you'll get an alert every single time I put up a new video. And thank you very much for watching.